Well, good afternoon. I know that I have been absent. I had a wonderful time with a number of staff and friends from the church at a men's golf outing Thursday, Friday. Had a great time over in Battle Creek. And then today I was in a press conference regarding America's relationship to Israel and what is the biblical applications of that relationship. And so wanted to at least take time and dive back into Matthew chapter 19. A very controversial, I guess is the right word, passage of scripture. And I think it's important for us to at least interpret it properly and then make our applications from it. It says, and it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? And for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away? And he said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, allowed you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whoso marrieth her which is put away, doth commit adultery. So this passage becomes controversial. And is there grounds for divorce? And is it ever God's design for divorce to happen? And it is definitely a passage for which very good men, godly men, differ. And so I'm not here to basically say you have to hold my position or that my position is the only legitimate position. I do believe that there is a proper way to hermeneutically interpret this passage that allows us to then make our applications. This is written to the Jews. Matthew is written to the Jews. The Jews had the betrothal period. It was a time when you were declared man and wife, but you had never consummated that marriage. And so because that you were called man and wife, the man would leave and would establish a home. Sometimes building a house onto his parents' house if they farmed, maybe finding a place in town and working the family business, maybe launching out into a new area and starting a business and building a home for his bride. And then he would leave and come back for his bride. I mean, it's a beautiful picture of what's going to happen at the rapture when Christ comes back for his church, and where he has gone to prepare a place for us. And so it is a wonderful, beautiful picture of the Jewish wedding. And here it is pictured in Matthew in the fact that it says, except for fornication. That phrase is not found in Mark because Mark was written to the Romans. That phrase is not found in Luke chapter 16 because that was written to the Greeks. And so in Mark 10 and Luke 16, the except fornication phrase is not found because it's unique to this betrothal period. If one or the other spouse was found to be unfaithful while the spouse to be or the spouse declared was preparing a place before the wedding ceremony and before he brought her to the place to consummate that marriage, if they were found unfaithful, then there could be a bill of divorcement, a putting away, it could be grounds for stoning, as was the fear of Joseph with Mary, who was his espoused wife. Scripture is very clear that they had not come together, that they had never consummated the marriage, but they were espoused one to another, that betrothal period. And when Mary was found with child, Joseph was minded to put her away privately. And the reason was is he did not want her to be stoned, but he had the grounds to do it. So regardless of what you believe about a Christian's right or a person's right to divorce and remarry, I think it's important to properly interpret this passage. And Jesus is clearly saying from the beginning, God's design does not include divorce. He made them male and female, he brought them together, and it makes it very clear that what God hath joined together, do not let man put asunder. And the Pharisees thought they had him. Ha ha! We've got you. And really, it wouldn't have mattered which way he answered it. They felt like they had Jesus in a catch-22, because they said, "Oh, okay, so you're not supposed to write a bill of divorcement. So why did Moses allow it?" And Jesus answered the question. It was not so from the beginning, but because of the hardness of your hearts. In other words, I allowed Moses to do this in order for you to reap the consequence of your disobedience, to reap the consequence of your own selfish agenda. And so God is making it very clear that what Moses allowed in Deuteronomy 24 was not really part of God's original plan for marriage. His original plan was a one man for one woman for a lifetime. And so death was that which would end the relationship, but it was to be until death do us part. And so, however you come down on this passage, I do think you have to understand that that phrase, "except it be for fornication," is a phrase that uniquely refers to the betrothal, espousal period that belongs only to the Jewish people. And that is why you can read this exact same account in Mark 10. You can read this exact same verse in Luke 16:18, and you don't see that phrase. And the reason is because they were written to Romans and written to the Greeks. They did not have such a period of time. And so when you're making your decision, I think it's important to realize, God has a beautiful design for marriage, and we have to honor what it is that God has originally designed. God bless you. Hope you have a great day. I look forward to seeing you.